Okay. Scorpion. View. Natalie, you're already in. Why are you asking to join? I am confused. This is my. This is where I am. More. Remove. Remove. Now, don't report. Angela's note taker. I'm going to admit her because she. It's okay. She can come in. Why? And Brian's note. More. We're going to remove him. Remove. And don't report. And Angela, I'm sure will be here anytime soon. And I am a co-host now, and I should be able to record. Stop recording. We must be recording. Look at that.
You're already recording. Yes, you are.
Thank you so much. That's wonderful. And I am so glad to welcome you back to Gaia's Zoom room. We have a couple of very, very special guests today, and even more guests. And it's so exciting. Sorry. Angela is coming in, and Natalie Hill is with us again. Thank you so much for last week. Oh my God, that was so good. You know, after I left, they stayed here for hours afterwards. So I'm really thinking this is going to be a really good conversation. And I want to take a moment to say, hi, Jack. Glad you're here again. Thank you so much for being here. And Livy. Oh my God, Livy, you're here. Yeah, well, I feel that way about you, Mom. God, gorgeous woman. I love you. And as I go through all of all of this fun, I want to say hi to Angela. I'm sure she can hear me, but I can't hear her yet, and that's okay. Because what I really want to go through is I'm just going to stop Marco's microphone because I suspect he's making dinner or something. But Stan, before I started the recording, you were telling Livy how you are and what's been going on. And I really want, because of who you are and what you are to me, I would like you to continue that conversation and tell Livy
Okay.
and us what's been going on.
Well, what's been going on is about 3 weeks ago on Saturday, my wife looked out in the backyard where I was sitting in the sun out of consciousness. And so she went out and tried to wake me up, couldn't, and called an ambulance and sent me to the hospital. And I ended up spending a week in the hospital where she said that they introduced a disease in me. I'm not sure. She has specific things, and then cured me of that, and then started working on trying to look at my leg and other things. And after a while, I was able to get them to let me go, which was nice because I don't like being there. And yeah.
And now
So
you're
I don't
here.
know. I don't. Yes, and I don't know Joyce, and
Well,
I barely know
Joyce is a
Livy.
friend of, yeah, well, Livy is an after chatter, just like us.
Yes, right.
And Joyce is a friend of Angela. And I am just thrilled that Joyce is here again. She was here last week as well. And she is working as Angela often is, but Angela's not working today. So I want to say, Joyce, thank you so much for being both a breadwinner and here with us. And so thank you for coming. Yeah, you betcha. Angela, are you there, my dear? And it might take her a while to answer you. One never knows. But,
You never know with me.
oh,
I'm here.
yeah, it's funny how that works.
Now I can't
Um,
save the chat.
oh, we'll figure that out. What happens is Zoom sends us 4 files, one of which is the chat. So I am not going to worry about it because Marco is a master of sending me the recording, and I do what I need to do, and then it's there for us all.
There we
I
go.
do want to welcome. While I'm plugging in my computer, Angela, say hi to Natalie.
Hi, Natalie. How are you? How you doing, Livy and Marco? Stan? Who else is here?
Hello,
I gotta look
hello.
here. Joyce and Jack. Good. Hi. I don't know about you guys, but it's been an interesting day for me. Um, just to give you an update of what I went through today. I had to go in for a heart scan, heart CAT scan today, and they gave me a pill to lower my heart rate down to 50 beats a minute, and I got a nitrous oxide and also the great dye that they put in you. So I got the runaround today. And astrologically, we're going, and Neptune's going in a retrograde, and we have some other stuff going on with Jupiter, and it's a 7/7 portal. So we have all this other energy going on, and I'm going in for a heart scan. So it's been an interesting day for me. Extra naps, extra water, and being kind to myself. But I'm here, so and I think I'm better now. Well, that's a quick
Okay, well, I
synopsis
got
on all
we
this
got
stuff.
Angela now. Now I'm going to go to Natalie because
Yeah,
that was really my intention was you would say hi to Natalie and she would come and talk to us. So let me do that. Hey, Natalie.
there you go.
Hello, and I'm glad you're still with us, both of you, everyone here. And I appreciate every one of you, and thank you for having me here once again. And next week I'll be working, so there's no telling when I'll be able to come back on, you know. So it'll either be one of my off weeks, which is really rare throughout the year, or when I get to quit my job, hopefully at some point, so I can
Are you
do the
still
UEI
working
work full time.
in the factory?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, no, Natalie, it is enabling you to do the work that you came to do, and it will serve until the time is right for you to
That's right.
change.
You're right.
We got to surrender to what is and what needs to happen. And I honor the people who actually have to help the system continue because we cannot survive with broken systems. So, what you and Joyce are doing, this is really important. Angela, you have become the gas station mystic.
I
My
have.
gosh, you have been formed by what you do. And this is, you can do the thing or you can do the thing. And
Yep,
I
and I
That's
just
really
right.
do the thing.
appreciate the way you do the thing.
That's right. I may go to a factory work every day, but I also talk about aliens and my experiences in the UEI on a daily basis. And I know some people get tired of it, but they move me around sometimes. So I get to meet new people, test the waters with people. And, there's not many people like us out here where I'm at in Tennessee. So I've got to spread out, do a lot of work. But other than that, my allergies, I don't know, every time someone comes in, I have to click view or admit. I think I'm like co-host or something.
Should
Yeah.
So,
be. I think everybody should be.
okay.
That's what Marco does.
Cool. But no, my allergies have been so bad the last couple of days. Like I just can't stop sneezing. It's so awful. So I'm battling that, and then I'm having trouble. Like I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I can't go back to sleep for an hour. So my sleep's a little messed up. But I don't know. I'm hoping it'll smooth out. But I was told that there's this African root, like a peel that you could take to help with allergies, but it's too expensive. I can't get it, but everyone says it works. And I've been hearing a lot of high frequencies in the last like 24 hours, like really high pitched frequencies. And man, I was in the zone yesterday. I was just like channeling information and just like working on my theory of everything. And I'm like, oh my God, I saw the cosmological constant within 10%. So like, what's her name that was in here last time? She
Sarah
helped me.
Sue?
Marlena,
Yeah,
Marlena?
Marlena.
Milena helped me solve it.
She's
It.
here.
Well, Milena, you're here.
Yeah,
Marlena,
she
yeah.
is.
Oh, I have to scroll up to see
There she
Milena.
is,
I just want
waving.
to say Thank you so
Yeah.
much for that picture because you helped me solve the cosmological constant within 10%. So thank you so much.
Wow.
You like sent me on a really good spiral, no pun intended. But that was amazing. So yeah, it fits into my mathematics that were already there. It was just like waiting for us to look in the right direction with time. It's all about time. So anyway, thank you so much for that. I just wanted to give you a shout out. Yeah, I'll put you
Oh,
in my book when I
Natalie.
write the book. Yes.
Yeah, well, this is what we're doing as social argonauts. Thank you, Stan, for that term. What we're doing is we're having conversations that matter about subjects that matter. And what we're also doing is living the life that is necessary to be lived in this time. And 2 years from now, people are going to look back and wonder what it was like to live in the reality that we're sharing right now,
That's right.
because it's going to seem weird, and we need to have these conversations documented and archived so people can look back on them, so that they can see their roots. And I want to tell you, Natalie, before I come to you, Jack, and I see your hand up, but before we go to you, Natalie, I want to tell you the way I look at allergies and illnesses. Um, we 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 do the hand to the forehead thing, but what they are really doing is allowing us to. It breaks down our boundaries. It makes us more vulnerable to the things that we need to be vulnerable to, as well as the other things too, but we're not going there right now. I they but we cannot listen with all of ourselves, with all of our boundaries intact. So they have to come down a little bit. And allergies are a really good way, because you're not really sick. It's just your body is all upset. And so this is an opportunity, and I got to say that Novo Fenerum is very good. 4 hour tablets, really good for taking care of allergies in the moment. Every morning, my mom and me, both of us, indulge in Fenerum. It's just really good. Takes you over the worst of it. Um, Jack, how lovely to have you speak to us.
Yeah, well, I'm glad it's lovely. Um, need a little more loveliness in my life.
Yes, you
Uh,
do.
I was just wondering if you and Stan or either one of you got the email I sent earlier today, but not much earlier. Probably didn't give you enough time. And it's about the awareness project that we're kind of working on. So take
Oh,
if you didn't already get it, then we won't talk about it now. But take a look
oh
at it,
yes,
and
we
it's
will.
just a start of where I'm seeing things going, and then we can talk more later.
I'm really looking forward to that email, Jack. Can you give me the highlights?
Yeah, basically, it's a matter that I guess the way I wrote it is that we oftentimes hear in our discussions that we need to get better organized. And then I also see at various times that the lack of awareness of each other is part of the problem. And so the idea is that we have been for some time individually trying to connect people that we think need to be connected or be useful to be connected. And while Stan and Shannon and I have been talking about the idea that we need to maybe at least check out putting together a project that helps build the awareness of the people involved in working for a world that works for all to be more aware of each other. And to do that in a way that does not take away autonomy or diversity. In other words, I put in the note that we don't, we're not into creating this huge umbrella and inviting everybody in to make us all aware of each other. What we're trying to do is put out there a um, a way of people being more aware of what's out there with no strings attached. That we're looking
Yeah.
at it totally in terms of being aware of each other. We're not trying to talk people into doing any particular thing. We're not asking them to join anything. We're asking them only to maybe give us information that would help us to enlarge the community of people that we want to put out in our awareness database. I'll be I kind of as I'm talking, the thought comes up that Natalie's group. We might have to talk about that and see where you're at with this, because it seems like you're focused on people who are experiencers, but that's not your only focus. You're also focused on a better world. And if you're focused
Correct.
on a better world, we got to figure out how we get better organized. And if we want to get better organized, we got to be more aware of each other.
Yeah.
So there it is in a nutshell, there, Shannon.
Yeah,
And
I
it'll get more in the future, but I sent it out early because I wanted to get it to you before the show. But I
I
was already
appreciate that, Jack, and I'd like to give Natalie space to respond,
all right.
yeah. Send me that email too if you don't care, Jack. If you don't mind.
if you don't
Okay,
mind.
so here's the thing. As you were talking, I was also brainstorming.
Good.
So, yesterday I actually was it yesterday or day before yesterday? The days are running together. So I had this download of information that I was like, oh my God, I've already got the UEI going. I can't do something else. But no, this is the first time I'm publicly talking about this idea and just putting it out there. It goes along with what Jack was saying. But I know he said that he doesn't want to do an umbrella thing. But I want to talk about this and then I want to talk about what I was brainstorming with what he was talking about. So I was thinking, so we have the UEI, and then we have the Citizens for Disclosure, then we have the John Mack Institute, then we have all these other organizations. And it's like there has to be deals between them, right? There has to be these agreements and stuff. And what if we just take them all and put them under one like federation or association? That way we could just shake hands with each other and be under one roof, and everybody can have their own rules and stuff within their own organizations. But it's almost like we're just like holding hands in a circle and we're all communicating with each other more properly. But yeah, it's a lot to it's a whole thing.
And I have the idea that another simile could be that each one is a raft of its own,
Exactly.
and by joining hands, we create the great raft that actually calms
Exactly.
the seas
Yep.
uh, through our connections. And really, Angela and I are going to be having a conversation on Friday with Tally Rhodes of the RGC, um, uh, sorry, GRC, Global Regeneration Collab. She's a legal kind of girl. And so she's going to be looking at what would work for us. And I really want to thank Stan for stepping up and saying that Other Networks is already owned by Community Magic. And how magical is that? I mean, I wasn't even involved and it has magic in it. So I am really, really, really thrilled about that. And so far, Telly doesn't actually know about that. I have to put that in the document, and so that is another aspect of it. And we're figuring it out as we go, and we're going to be bringing it back to Stan and have this conversation here in Gaia's Zoom room, and maybe we'll have it over in the after chat on Saturdays as well. But we do need to talk about this, because this is what we're trying to do, is find a way where we can create that platform that holds us all
To
sheltered
build a
from the
better world.
weather. And and the Rising Water Initiative, where all ships rise as the water level rises, the awareness of people, of the knowledge, raises us all. And so we're working with all of these different concepts and all of these different similes and metaphors, and oh my, we're figuring it out as
Yep.
best we can. And you
Yep.
know, I just love you guys, and I haven't had a chance to talk to Livy in way too long. And I want to bring her in. Hey, Livy, how you doing?
Well, first of all, it's great to be here. I know Shannon's been inviting me for months. I'm in the East, so it's late for me, but I really I've been a Patreon of yours, a Patreon follower, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
And Stan, I'm always holding you in my heart. You know,
Thank you.
I haven't been able to come to the after chat. And I also want to say that I was very moved by Angela and Natalie, because I'm part of an archive, you might say, that it's really jumping off of what you said about the importance of archiving these times, because I'm the scribe for a peace village that is both Anienwiwa Wahoo Cherokee and also recognized by two Buddhist lineages. The founder is the 27th lineage holder of the Anienwiwa Wahoo Cherokee and the Drikung Kagyu and the Nyingma lineages as a Khandro master teacher. And she's been my teacher and friend since the 70s. And I'm now, I, as an answer to a prayer in 2019, not knowing that COVID was going to happen, I asked what I could do at the Sacred Fire after a wonderful healing celebration that we have every year at our annual Elders and Youth Gathering in Vermont. And I said, what can I do to serve that will really matter? And what came as an answer after I'd gone around to the 7 sacred fires and then the main fire of the sun, I could support the members of this global peace village to share their stories and their teachings for those who are looking at this time of purification that has been foretold by so many global wisdom keepers, and we're now in it, as we all know, right? And then also, so I'm now writing a trilogy, and I'm almost finished um, fourth draft of book 1, and I'm maybe halfway through getting to draft 1 of book 2. And the third book, the whole trilogy at the moment is called the Expansion of Consciousness Trilogy. But the first book is called, and I'll get to why I'm so interested in you, Natalie, and also Angela in a minute, if I may have a couple more minutes. I'll try to
Yeah.
not take too much time.
No, carry on.
You're fine.
Okay. So the first book is called The Sunray Story: How Prophecy and Synchronicity Gave Rise to a Global Peace Village. And I've had the privilege of really listening and scribing these stories that are also how they've applied the teaching that this wonderful lineage holder, Venerable Dhani Wahu, some of you know through Humanity Rising and through Unity Earth. She's been a wisdom keeper offering prayers. She's also an evolutionary leader now, thanks to Brian and me nominating her, Brian Russo. And how do we apply these teachings where they're actually most needed at this time? So the other thing I want to say is that when I was a high school teacher, the father of one of my students came in and told us that he was working for Raytheon as an aeronautical engineer. And this was, I'm dating myself, but 1974. And that he had been working with a downed UFO with angel hair, with a residue. And ever since then, I've known that this is real. And my life has led me to meet some amazing people, including Dr. Rudy Shield, who's a dear friend and who comes to our Elders and Youth Gathering every year. And last year, Susan Manowich came, and, Brian is a dear friend too. But I'm also in touch with my high school student whose father came, and she confirmed that I wasn't dreaming this, because I'm a researcher and I wanted to make sure my memory wasn't playing tricks. So I'm extremely interested, and also through Jim Garrison and Bertie Jaworski and others, I'm really wanting to be a good ambassador. And so I've been training my consciousness as best I can through meditation, through remote viewing, through mediumship exploration, through participating at Ubiquity University with the telepathy and intention research with Krista Stanley and Wolf. I can't remember his last name. So my life has led me. I've always been interested in consciousness. But when I was getting my doctorate at Harvard, I could only go so far. At that point, consciousness was an epiphenomenon of the brain, and they wouldn't let me go farther. So the third book that I'm writing is where I had to leave off with my Harvard dissertation in 1995. So I've been waiting. And I just want to say that I've joined UIE. I did that today after I listened to the recording of last week because I'm a Patreon. Thank you, Shannon. So I just listened to it all. I was so moved by your songs and your Substack, Angela. I want to figure out how I can subscribe. And Jack, it's always great to see you too. And Marlena, I witnessed on Zoom, not in real time, the beautiful healing. And I just wanted to say I was so moved by the fact that that could happen and just everything. So I've been behind the scenes here, but I feel as though I've been caught up with you all. And I'm very grateful to be here, and I look forward to more. And thank you.
Oh, Livy, I am so grateful. You are the reason, and everybody out there who gets to watch this recording, you are the reason that we do the work we do. And to be able to have Livy, you come in and already know where we are. And, and we don't have to catch you up. I mean, we have to get caught up on what you're doing. And oh my gosh, the work that you're doing. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Because we don't often get validation for what we're doing. Thank you so, so much. Who's
I
next?
agree. I agree. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I just want to
And
thank Livy too. Thank you so much. Sorry,
yeah,
Angela,
thank
go
you.
ahead.
No, it's okay. That's what I was just gonna say your name actually. I'm a little slow today with the stuff they gave me.
Yeah, I
I
know.
almost feel like that I'm in a really different dimension and my body's kind of
Oh.
like doing this weird floating thing and my
Yeah,
mind
you're like,
is, and even when yeah.
yeah.
So
I just
I
wanted
have.
I
to
taught my
say,
present.
Angela, I went through a similar thing where my doctor said I had AFib when she found it with a stethoscope. And I wore a monitor for 14 days. I had all the tests and everything, and it turned out to be a false alarm. So you never know, and
Yeah.
I'll hold you in my thoughts and prayers. But You have such a big heart, so expanding and everything. They may not
Yeah.
know how to handle you.
Yeah, I think that's part of it too. It's because my heart and my body, and I feel everything so deeply because I'm connected to all of the realms at the same time. So when they do those things and slow me down, I was preparing for it for like 4 or 5 days, getting myself mentally prepared so that way my body would be prepared and my soul would be prepared. So here my soul is, running at 400 miles an hour and my body's going, yeah, right. We're sitting like this. I'm going,
Exactly.
okay, this is great. This is really intense.
It's this
And usually when they
frequencies.
give you that dye, that injection of the dye, it usually runs through your body really fast. Today it was like at a snail's pace. I felt it in every part of my body as it went through. I mean, it was, they injected in your IV, and I'm like, and I felt it in my arm, and it slowly traveled up to the rest of my body. It was the strangest thing. And the lady's like, "Oh, what about us?" She's like, "Oh, I'm like, okay, how are you?" Kind of thing. So it was an
It's almost,
intriguing process, and I'm
yeah.
I'm really glad that I set up a ride and that I didn't have to drive, and all of that
Uh,
kind of good stuff. So
Joyce just says you're slowed down so much that part of you has come out of the body.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
She's
very
out of
true because I
alignment.
did, I did,
Yeah.
yeah, I really did. I could see myself on the table. It's like half of me was over here, and the other part of me was in my body, and I was going, "This is kind of cool." And I'm just laying there on the table. She goes, "Well, you could get up when you want to." I'm like, "I don't want to get up. This is really kind of cool."
It's
I'm
almost
like, "I
as
don't
if
want to get up right now. Can I just lay here for a while?"
it's
She's like,
yeah, it's
"Yeah,
almost as if
go
it
ahead."
lowered
I'm like,
the
"Okay." I'm looking at
frequency.
this magnificent tree.
Yeah.
They have this mural of these trees on the ceiling that you get to look at in this exam
Oh,
room.
nice.
So I was like, "Oh, those are really cool trees," and I'm like, "Ooh, I'm really high right now. This is intriguing." I was like,
I love
"Spirit, what
it.
do you got to say?" And it says, "Just hang on for the ride, honey. This is a good one." And I'm traveling in the car and looking out and watching the trees dance as I'm going along. And
Oh yeah, that's
I
good.
feel a
I'm really
song
glad.
coming on. I feel a song coming on. I bet we're going to see this on your Substack.
oh yeah, yeah, you'll hear some, yeah, you for sure. And just so you know, Livy, I write every day. I create songs every day. I have a
That's beautiful.
SoundCloud where I post my songs, but my Substack is where you can really get the story and the image and the song that comes together. I just posted one today. I don't know. I do it every day. I can't help it. I can't help
You're
it.
compelled.
Okay.
You're compelled.
Uh,
And Angela,
I'm
on that
compelled. I
note,
can't help it.
I I want you to put your Substack link in the chat, and
I can
and
do that.
as you do that, I'm going to go over to Stan. He's got his hand up. I want to say, hey,
okay. All right.
Yeah.
What I want to say is that I have a definition, or as it were, a way to express my understanding of Angela. Angela seeks out the cracks in humanity's consciousness and fills them with her songs.
I
I
like
like
that,
that, Stan.
Stan.
I like that.
I like that a lot. Thank you,
I do
Stan.
too.
That's beautiful.
That is
And
beautiful.
then there's and then there's somebody else beautiful, Natalie. You're doing mudras and things. What else is going on for you?
Yeah, sometimes I just do random mudras. It's funny because I knew mudras. I never been taught mudras. I just know them naturally. But anyway, um, so I was wanted to expand a little bit on the topic that Jack brought up, the when I was brainstorming while he was talking. So he gave me an idea. So I'm not saying that we should do this, but maybe something like this. I don't know. I just want to get some thoughts. Like just gonna cast a wide net here and get the conversation flowing. So what if we build a website like a social media type platform, but not like a normal social media platform, like a platform for organizations that want to help humanity, that want to come together. That way they can look up like they can do a search on somebody, they need somebody within this type of organization that does this kind of work and do outreach. That way members of different organizations can work together for other organizations, and they're not just like closed up in little bottles and over here, so we're just kind of like pouring it all into one barrel, and then we can all just work together and then report back and have a speaker for each group within the social media chain. So it's kind of like the federation, like I was talking about, but more of a digital form where we don't have to sign paperwork, and we could just have the organizations join, and it'll be like a platform that we organizations could post on, and then keep each other up to date instead of having someone send an email out and get lost and stuff. And then we can have our own organizational platform to put all these organizations in, so we can keep in communication. Shannon,
I
does that
know
make
it. I know it. I know it. I do. It's called othernetworks.org. It's exactly what that is. Yeah, and every page has a discussion uh, page that most of them haven't been created, but that's where the discussion happens, and it's perfect. I mean, all of the we're all in there already,
Yeah, we got to bring all
and we
those other
can
people
add
to
more
hear it. Yeah.
and add more and add more. It is a beautiful nucleus for us all to gather around.
Hmm.
And the fact that it was created by Stanley Pockris and populated with all of the um,
Think
Humanity
pieces of the
Rising
world.
episodes and
Yeah.
after chats and all the chats and all the presenters and all of us. I mean, it's kind of perfect, don't you think, Natalie?
Yes, I do. And I mean, we even had Danny Sheehan in here, and amazing authors and peacekeepers and people all around the world have already been here. So, yeah, I think it. I think we need maybe a little bit of tuning and make it like where we can make accounts and have profiles and then send messages, and then we can have different pages for each organization and stuff like that. So I think that would be a really cool idea to brainstorm on, to like take that to a whole new level, right?
There are aspects of that are not in other networks, and how to add that in.
Mhm.
That yeah, that's the best part, is that we get to actually create that,
Yeah,
and we'll start with the piece that will make it all worthwhile, and that is the legal aspects that we're talking about on with Tally on Friday.
okay,
I'm
nice.
not saying that Friday is going to tell us everything that we need to know, but
To
it will
start.
give stepping stones on the path to what needs to happen. And I really feel if you had gone through the life of magic that I have, and I suspect you have in your own way, you would know that we're on the right path to creating what is necessary that needs to happen in this world.
Yes,
Um,
we are.
and so, Livy, for example, you might wonder whether we're talking through our hats or if our imaginations are running away with us, but they're not. Uh, this is the imagination is the flying carpet that takes us to the new world that we have been dreaming of. And some of us might actually have been so scared of the possibilities that knowing or believing that the future could actually be the way we dream, then yeah, well, I might be one of those, but it's an exciting prospect, don't you think?
Well, it's also the imaginal. The
Yes.
imaginal is the soup before you become the butterfly in the chrysalis. And it's a very important stage of creation. And I think that it's imagination and imaginal.
That's funny you'd
Imagine.
say that because I've had a whole bunch of synchronicities with butterflies in the last couple of days Like it's wild.
Oh, how nice.
It's so wild. Yeah.
No, no, no. You can't stop now. You have to tell us about them.
I was waiting for you to say something. So, one of them was actually a dream. I think it was a form of communication. I can't be sure, but it was just, I saw this butterfly, but it was almost like a chromosome. It looked like a chromosome butterfly. It was weird. And then there was in my mathematical equations that I was doing and looking up, there was, I can't remember the name of it, but there is a mathematical number that represents a butterfly within the mathematics of the quasicrystals. And then I saw a post that Grant Cameron made today about how the phenomenon of the UAP alien phenomenon, how it interacts with mankind. And it reminded me of an outsider observing a butterfly like hatching in the cocoon, like hatching from the cocoon. The thing is, the one observing the cocoon cannot interfere and help the butterfly hatch because the muscles that will not be able to fly properly. So it's almost like they're there. They're like, hey, I'm here. You're doing a great job, and they're blowing on you so they can feel the breath, and they're like, sending you love. But they have to let us develop properly. So yeah.
Oh, yes, Natalie. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I the image of the butterfly has been very um, prominent in my imagination, and the mythology that has visited me. Um, the we're in the soup, um, and but honestly, this is the fun part because this is where we make the connections that form what needs to solidify in order to strengthen and become the wings that you're talking about, and it's exciting because each one of these connections, every time you make a connection, just like in the womb, when the egg is fertilized by the sperm, there is a flash of light,
Yep.
and it's just like that. Every time we make a connection, it's exciting because it lights us up.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Are you bright now, Angela? You
I
don't
think
look
so.
very bright, man.
I think I'm okay. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
good.
been an interesting day. Like I said, I've had lots of things come in today, and I'm like, okay, what is that? I don't know. My body's moving like, you know, it's better now. I came home and I had something to eat, and I've been pile driving water, and I saved some moon water from the full moon, so I'm drinking
Good,
that right now. So that'll help.
good,
And then I had some watermelon, so it's helping. And
good.
messages
Yeah.
still keep coming through. So here I am, like Natalie, I'm channeling, and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm writing anymore. So I'm just still writing and doing stuff, and I'm like, okay. And then I look at it later, I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
I wrote that.
Yeah.
I just want to interject in that, moon water. All you need is a drop from that in your next glass of water, and that is moon water as well. So
Yeah,
you never have to run out of moon water. And that
yeah,
goes for everybody.
everybody, yeah, it
Something
does.
else.
I haven't had a
Um,
moon bath in a while.
like Bob
Yeah,
You
Dylan
need
used to.
that. But
If I'm interrupting, let me know.
no, Jack, you're
Oh,
up.
you're good.
and
Like you were talking about, you writing something and not really knowing what you're writing and just kind of writing. Bob
yep,
Dylan, you probably heard of him. He's been around for a
Oh, yeah.
long time. Pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
And that's what he said where his songs come from. He says,
yep,
I don't create
Ah,
my songs. They come through me from somewhere else.
yep.
And that's kind
That's
of like what you seem to be saying.
that's exactly how I create my stories and my songs, and
Yeah.
even when I do the music, when I do that, in the, on the apps and stuff, I'm present, don't get me wrong, but it comes through me, and I'm like, okay, what does this song needs? It needs this and that, and I pick the different voices and the styles, and then my body goes into a hug, and I'm like, okay, let's check it out and see how it goes. And oh yeah, that's how I work, Jack. That's the same thing that I do.
Yep, you
Yeah.
can't think
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
You
I
just
think
gotta
most people
flow.
don't realize how much these other voices from the cosmos or somewhere are a part of what it is that we create.
It is. Whether you want to consider it your higher self, the God within,
It's all
uh,
the same.
the other voices that we work with, what I mean, I know Duke still comes through to me, you know what I mean? He was eating dog food the other day. It was really kind of cool when I was cleaning out the van.
Wow.
I set the dog food bucket down and you could hear him just eating it. And I was like, oh, that's Duke. Okay, cool. So, I have different things like that happen to me all the time. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, um, Angela, I Marlena has put something in the chat, and I don't know if she wants to read it. It might grab her heart too hard, but it is in response to Duke. And
Okay.
Marlena, I'm going to read that
Oh,
if you don't mind. I would like to share it with the group. Is that
yeah,
okay with you? Okay.
absolutely.
Marlena
Yes, yeah.
says, my dog Comet just passed away, and we put him down on Friday. And when I went to visit his grave the next day, the 4th of July, I, in my heartbroken grief, tears, turned to find a butterfly, a yellow tiger swallowtail, sitting on our burned fireplace. The funny thing is, it was literally tasting or feeding on poop, like bird poop or something, on the fireplace in the forest. You know, now I'm realizing I feel a bit better about my dog with that. I was feeling horrid about him just being a stiff body in the ground, just rotting away, but even the butterfly feeds on such rot, essentially. The next day, Sunday, I picked up and held a different butterfly, as I often do. LOL. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Marlena, I'm so happy for you, in a very sad kind of happy way, knowing that you have been visited by your dearly departed. My grandfather did something like that for me. I had he was in the hospital, and was I he was really special to me, and I written a couple of poems for him, and I read him a poem, and I had two, but my grandmother said, you better stop, because he was getting emotional, and he was pretty frail, and so I didn't share the other one with him. But um, next morning I got a phone call, and the night before I'd had a lot of trouble going to sleep, and at a certain point I turned over and I said, good night, chummy. And then I went to sleep. And when I got that phone call the next morning, I asked what time, and it was at that exact time. Our dearly departed have not gone far. Yeah. Yeah.
They're not. Even our dogs.
Even our dogs.
Even our dogs. Every soul still stays around us and comes in and checks on us and does different things. And I know
Yeah.
Duke's still here.
Yeah.
He will always be here. And I know Comet is still with Marlena, because
Yeah.
that's the way things work. Yeah. And most people don't understand that reality. That's the other dimensions, because our soul never dies. And it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a butterfly, a dog, a human, an alien, The soul never dies. It continues to live on. We only lose this body that we're in. So the butterfly may lose its body, just like it, goes from a caterpillar to a butterfly.
Yeah.
But
It's
that
still the
soul
same
is,
thing.
and that soul is still there. Same thing. And just like us, we go from a little kid to an adult, but our soul is still there. Dog, same
Yeah.
thing. Soul's still there. So it just
Yeah.
doesn't die. We just don't have it in this form anymore.
There will come a time, I believe, Angela, there will come a time when we will be able to speak with our dearly departed as easily as we speak to each other here on Zoom.
Some of
We
us can.
might not be able. Yeah, I know. Yes, dear, I know. You might be one of them. Might? Oh, silly me.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, but that time has already come, Shannon. I mean,
You think so?
I'm trying to think of her
Yes.
name, but she actually has been on Humanity Rising, and she does it for other people too, and there are other people doing it. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
there are
Lynn
people
Broadley.
there who can talk directly to people that have passed beyond the veil,
Yeah.
and they are people who can teach others, if they want to, how they can do it too, and they've been doing that. So there
Yeah.
is a lot of conversation going on now between people alive here on Earth and people who have passed beyond the veil. So I guess what I'm wondering, I'm thinking you know that. So so you said, so I'm kind of wondering about what you meant by your comment that it's coming or something like.
for
Well, I think
everyone.
it's coming for everyone,
Yeah.
not just the special ones who
Yeah.
have had to endure the disbelief of the regular, everybody else, um,
Yeah.
and people like Angela and Natalie and maybe Livy. You've had the same kind of thing happen, yeah, and you know what's happening now. I want to bring in the aspect of extraterrestrials
Uh-oh.
because, well, I gotta ask
Yeah,
you,
I'm just
Yeah.
asking.
extra. Are we going to talk about extraterrestrials, or are we going to talk about NHI? NHI are non-human intelligences, and I would suggest to you that our dearly departed are now NHIs.
Yeah, because they're not human bodies anymore.
Yeah.
That's right. So the
Yeah, well,
fear
that's an interesting perspective.
that,
Yeah, what's
yeah, the
funny is that
fear, yeah, Natalie.
what's funny is that when
But that,
people lose loved ones, sometimes they have encounters with extraterrestrials either before or after, or sometimes near that occurrence,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because they can actually talk to the people who have gone to the other side, and they interact with souls. Like the souls can literally go onto the ships and they can talk to them and have chats, and so they live in the higher dimensions where our souls go, and then the souls can choose to incarnate. So it's just we live in a sea. This is how I put it. We live in a sea of consciousness. Everything is consciousness. Everything in it. And what is consciousness? Consciousness is data. It's information. It's information that knows itself, that is aware of itself. The whole entire lattice, crystalline, whatever you want to call the universe, it literally is a dream that is aware of itself. And there's different levels. And it's so beautiful to know ourselves from different perspectives. And that's the biggest thing that I've learned in the 37 years that I've been alive is perspective. Everything is perspective. And when you can understand perspective and put yourself in other people's shoes, you begin to understand that we're just here on this planet to understand ourselves from different perspectives and to create a better world for souls to incarnate here on this planet.
Oh, yeah. So I've got myself into um, a website that I want to share with you guys
Okay.
because it is
Can I have 2 seconds?
no,
And
you
I'll
have
just say
more than
two
that.
words. Two
Well,
words.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Meaning, meaning,
yeah,
and
continue
order.
doing that. I just wanted to mention to Natalie that what she just said was made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. And I define consciousness as meaning and order.
And what
And
is that?
Jim endorsed that at the
Oh,
end
did
of
he?
Humanity Rising. Yes, he did. At
Okay.
the end, he said, yes, meaning and
Nice.
order are
Hmm.
explained um, more deeply in the course that's coming up with Paulo and
Yes.
Georgie.
Mhm.
And I'll put the link to
Yes.
that
She
chat
promised me
or in the
that she
chat.
would talk about that. Yes. When I
But
raised that
yeah,
issue.
um,
Okay. I'm sorry.
illusions. It's good. Um, I'm going to put the link in the chat to Hathor Studios has developed a movie called Illusions. It's got Greg Braden in it. It's got Stephen. Let me just go there. I can figure this
Yeah.
out.
I would really
It's
like to have
really
the
yeah.
opportunity. Oh, wait a minute. There's 3 dots. Maybe I can
Yes, you
save the
can.
chat. Okay. It's
Okay,
here now.
save the chat. Yes,
All right.
Matthias de Stefano and Avi Loeb and Sue Morter. Who else do I recognize? Veda Austin. Um, and a whole bunch of other people are in this movie, and so that's why I am putting it in the chat right now, um, because bless you.
Thank you.
um, I think this is an important movie to documentary to expose yourselves to, um, and it's they've had a free or they've had an opening, and they're giving this on a free weekend. So the July 24th, 5th, I think. And then there's other things that are all involved in that, but that's through that link, and that's why it's in the chat, because I think that it is definitely something to dive into. I think that it will address a lot of the questions about uh, meaning um, that you're talking about, Stan, and this ecosystem, let's call it that, in which we are all participating. And I see your hand, Livy. Come on in.
Thank you. I wanted to go back to one of my favorite subjects, which is empathy. And I'd love to know what, Natalie, you think about, because I actually wrote about this in my dissertation at Harvard when I was comparing how psychiatrists and indigenous healers are educated. One being mind separated from body and no mention of spirit, and the other holistic mind, spirit, body, all as one. And what you were saying, I think one of the things that I also want to bring up is that I was very pleased to see that Steven Spielberg in his latest movie really emphasized that, because one of the reasons that I wanted to come on to your conversation, particularly with Natalie and Angela, and thank you for your notes, um, Shannon, because it really caught me up. But one of the reasons that I wanted to do that is because I think there's such a narrative, and I have trouble with Stephen Greer, although I respect him very much, but I feel as though there's this fear narrative, that we're trying to really see what are the ETs all about. And I really loved what you said, Natalie, that and they're sort of watching us in the chrysalis, but they can't do it for us because we wouldn't develop the muscle. And we also have free will. This is the only planet with free will. But what I think is really powerful is empathy. And I think that you were saying something, and I'd love if you would go into that more, Natalie.
Yes.
How I felt really pleased that Steven Spielberg left his audience, whether they were very confused because he threw so much at them, and it was a science fiction and it was a chase scene and everything, spoiler alert. But he also was saying what was true. And I thought it was wonderful when he ended also with listen, like that's what he's asking us to do. It was a very powerful movie in many ways. So I'd love to hear what you think, Natalie.
Yes. I've talked about this movie publicly a couple times, and oh boy. So first of all, so Steven Spielberg. Um, Usually people are like head over heels over his movies, but it's never a split right down the middle. And people aren't seeing that. They're not noticing that this is different, that there's different communities. It's like, oh, it was a bad movie. I wasn't entertained. And then the other ones are like, oh my God, my life has changed. And I had to like, I almost passed out. I cried. I'm in that group, obviously. But this movie was an activation. There was so much deeper stuff in this movie that went right over some people's heads, that's okay. Nothing against them, but um, the movie is about empathy, like you said, but it's also about the left and the right brain. And what they said at the end was listen, which means synchronize your left and right lobes of your brain and just relax and listen. Don't try to interpret it. Don't be afraid of what you don't know. So the whole movie, the male, I forget their names, but the male, he was the left brain. He was afraid at that one point when they did the regression. And then the female, she was the right brain. She was like calm, and she was seeing metaphors and signs. She was channeling and reading people's minds and stuff. So the analytical left brain and the channeling, relaxed right brain, when they come together in harmony, you can truly listen to the consciousness within ourselves, that we're connected to the universe, and you don't actually have to be face to face with extraterrestrials to have an encounter with an extraterrestrial. If we just listen and understand that it's all consciousness, that it's all God, it's all source, whatever terminology you want to use. So the movie was an activation, a bunch of hidden stuff in there, and a lot of stuff from like the disclosure field at large, like the information and what's going on in the government. And another thing, I have to throw it out there, I about lost it when they showed the material, the bar. I was like, oh my God, that's the material that I literally wrote a paper on. I was like, anyway, I still can't get over that. But Steven Spielberg knows something. Thank you.
So we're talking about the movie Disclosure Day.
Yes.
Just wanted to confirm that
Yes.
because I do want people to see the movie.
Yes.
Thank you
Sorry.
so
I hope I
much.
didn't spoil too much. We
I
didn't
heard
really
it was
like talk about
violent.
anything.
Is it violent? Wait,
No.
Natalie, is it
Um,
Well,
violent?
it it you know it has a lot of chase scenes and things in it, but the thing is that there's a deeper message which Sarah Sue you will get in a minute, you know. But it's a very important movie. If you could just stay with it, I'm going to go see it for the second time in a couple of days because I felt that there's so much in that movie. There's so much in that movie, and because he is Steven Spielberg, he got away with it.
yeah.
He's
Yeah.
reaching everybody, and it's a kind of movie that even if you're not at all awake, it's going to keep rippling out. You're going to keep wondering, what was that?
Yeah.
It wasn't what I expected. I thought it was going to be like E.T. or, you know, his other ones, but it wasn't War of the Worlds and it wasn't Close Encounters. It was something completely different. And there was so much true information in it that he was allowed to do. I mean, I think the fact that
Yeah.
the government couldn't prevent him. I mean, so many people are being censored now in our country.
Yeah.
So many people. And they didn't dare censor Steven Spielberg. And if you listen to him, he's a master. He's really a Hyoka. He's a trickster. He really knows
Yeah.
how to, be on CNN and be on NBC and all of this. And so everybody feels good that he's there. But he's really a master at being innocent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just really recommend that people see it. Sarah Sue, go see it.
Yep.
It's
Well,
good to
Yep.
see you. Good to
Absolutely.
see you
no
here.
theater in the whole country. Well, there is a theater in the country. Where is there a theater in the country? Oh, no, it's not in this country.
Up
It's in
in
Mexico.
Belize. Yeah.
No,
You can,
not even Belize.
nothing in Belize?
No, I have to go to Mexico, which happens to be closer. But it's closer to me than Belize City, and I don't even think there's a theater in Belize City. I don't think there's a theater in the whole country. But
What-
right over the border, which is just 9 minutes away, is Chetumal, and they have a big theater. And if it's going to play, it'll play there.
Yes.
I would go there to see it.
I hope
As
they
soon
have
as
And I'm on my way
popcorn,
to go
too.
there anyway because I'm going to.
Yay.
Well,
I hope
there
you go there and have some good popcorn and have a good time.
Okay.
It's good to
Oh,
see you,
well,
Sarah
popcorn's
Sue. It's good to
part of
see
the
you.
even if we don't see you, and we do see your name and we know you're here, and that is
in the
good for my
dark.
soul.
I'm in the dark. You have to turn on
You're
some
in the dark.
lights. I just came out of
That's
a
all right.
meditation and I haven't turned the light back on. And I didn't get the message because it just came.
Oh,
see in
that's wonderful. You know where
something
to
about a
find us
message.
at this.
I didn't see the message. My computer has broken.
Oh dear. And I've got to say, we don't need you to turn your light on, and we don't need you to put your camera
good.
on, because you're already breaking up a little bit. So
Dark then.
let's not
Okay.
tax your machine any more than good.
Yeah, this is the clearest I've heard her in a while.
I'm on my phone. I'm on my.
Okay.
Well, I will
Yay,
put on my
phones.
my thing now. There we go.
If I could add one more thing
Sure.
about the movie before we move on, I'm trying not to give away any spoilers, but let's just say what the main characters did at the end of the movie, what they brought about, I believe is what we're doing as experiencers. We're bringing it out. It's what the UEI is about, bringing this. We are disclosure. We are change. So it's a big metaphor for all experience. Like I've heard this from actual experiencers. Unfortunately, they said they're making it seem like they're the only two experiencers, but I'm like that's not the point. The point is that they are representing all of other experiencers out there because of the
They're
way that what they've been
archetypes.
through.
They're
Yep,
archetypes.
yep,
They're archetypes. They're the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and they even have the nun in it,
yes.
speaking for the religious. I mean,
hmm It's so
it's
beautiful.
brilliant. It's brilliant.
It
Go
is.
see it. It's brilliant.
Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. And I don't go to theaters because it blows my ears out. I'm waiting for it to come to, Amazon
Yeah.
or
I can't wait to buy it for
something.
myself. I want to watch it like 500 times.
I kind of feel the same way. I feel that way about Illusions, and I can buy that film, and so I'm really looking forward to that. And I'll share it
Hey.
with you guys. But I did buy the movie. What's it called? Something Light. Oh, Pharmacy of Light. I don't know if you're aware of that one, Livy. It's by the makers of Need to Grow, which talked about the green machine, which is this dragon that eats up all the trash and spits out
fertilizer. And they grew amazing vegetables. Well, they have taken that to another level. And because they got thrown out of this one parking lot, and they moved across the street to another parking lot, and then they got thrown out of that, and they're busy going, oh, 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 and turning their challenges into successes. They put them on wheels, and now they have these socks full of soil that is fed by the dragon created nutrients, and they are creating the most amazing vegetables. And I imagine something like that in every community in the world, or something like that, where people get to put their hands in the soil and create beautiful vegetables that they get to share with their families and their friends. And oh my God, this is exactly what Our Heart Gardens is all about. And I don't know if you know that, but that's what this room is supposed
Yeah.
to be kind of about, is Our Heart Gardens. And the thing is it's Gaia's Zoom room. She gets to do whatever she wants to, and she has us talking about ETs and extraterrestrials, and she's got us talking about good things like vegetables, and Jack about creating the better world that holds us all in. Yes, talk to us. I see you.
So, did you see the original movie of Need to Grow?
Yeah, I own it
Because they,
too.
'cause they had this thing that as a byproduct they were producing energy, a lot of energy,
Yeah,
and the establishment came out and burned it down.
yeah, they did.
So I mean, these people, the people you're talking about, are very high level because they have been doing things that the powers that be absolutely don't want to get out there as far as the knowledge that they've accumulated and put together, and they keep fighting it. Have you paid attention to this recently? Because I haven't, although I'd like to know what's currently going on.
Well, I tell you what, I am going to put into the chat where people can watch Pharmacy of Light. And just to create, pharmacy is spelled Farmacy of light.
Is it just the
Here.
same people who did the original? Nathan, what was his name?
Need to grow? Yep, same people.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah. I really strongly suggest everybody here take a look at that because it is amazing.
Yeah.
Will do.
Well, we
Will
have
do.
to figure this out. Otherwise, we're just marking time until we're all dead.
But
I'm
and these are
sorry.
people who are and figuring it out and have shown that they can figure it out because they have figured a lot of
Yeah,
it out.
yeah.
Yeah,
And when
it's
you're a part of
remarkable.
something that's successful, it
Yeah.
really does something for your soul. We need to heal in this way. Yeah. Yes, Sarah Sue, come on in.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up.
Well, it's a pleasure, Jack. I'm
Get
so
it.
glad.
Hold on. Is it on now?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Now you
It,
turned it
let's
off
see.
again. There you go.
I can't hear.
I
Well,
can hear you.
is
Sarah Sue, talk to us.
you see me? Did I turn? You see
You,
me? You hear me?
I can't see you, but I can
Okay. Well,
hear
I
you.
can't hear you all of a sudden. I touched something. I don't know what. My phone keeps moving back and forth. I'm going to take it out of my hands. That might be part of the problem. Oh, I see. I turned off the audio. There we go. Okay, you can hear
All
me now,
right.
and I can hear you.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
Oh,
Maybe.
okay. While we're talking about movies, and let's make them
Uh-huh.
funny. I was thinking, has anybody seen, um, okay, now I forgot what Idiocracy?
Idiocracy.
No,
Somebody
but I've
said
been
something
told
about that.
that I need to watch that.
Idiocracy.
Ah,
Well, it's
yes.
just a funny movie. It's how did I do this?
Isn't technology a
There.
wonderful
Okay,
thing?
it's a funny movie.
Idiocracy, of course, it would have to be funny.
Yes, it's very funny. It's it's how these two people, instead of going to jail, they were given the option of being put in a capsule for like 100 years or something and frozen. Well, they forgot about them,
Oh,
and
no.
and the program closed down, and so they somehow, I don't know, I can't remember how they got into. They were 500 years into the future, and then came out. And then I won't ruin a movie. I don't like, when people tell me, but it's worth taking a look at. You can probably find it for free.
Well, the film is from
Idiocracy.
2006. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
I'm sure it should be on Netflix or Prime, but it's not.
Or just
Uh,
even, you might even just be able to get it on YouTube. It might be just free.
ah, maybe.
yeah, yeah. I've been told
Yeah.
that it's a representation of kind of like the chaos in the world right now. What it seems like the crazy world. Yeah, it's kind of
It's
like
not that different than right
yeah,
now.
exactly. That's what I've been told. So I'm gonna watch it one day.
It's funny. And then, of course, I also thought of Soylent Green.
Oh, well, we don't. Yeah, yeah, that's another one.
It might be good for a
EDR
carnivore, for the carnivore diet.
for the carnivore diet. Thank you so much, Sarah Sue. We'll just transition on to something else. Yes, Natalie.
Okay, so gardens. I want to talk about gardens for a minute. So I
Okay.
had this idea in the near future. I don't know how or when it's going to happen, but we're going to make it happen. Where we take people who don't have homes and we put them in a building where they learn how to do a job, and they learn how to work together and be the member of society again, and we give them the tools, we give them the knowledge, and we take care of them as a community, and then we give them a garden at this facility or these facilities, and they can all tend to the garden, and whatever extra produce is created can go to the rest of the community. And I think there needs to be multiple gardens per square mile, like for the community. We can literally grow our own food, and it's so sad that the government has literally not taxed, but licensed seeds. They're literally like, oh, you can't grow this seed because we have a license for that seed. It's so ridiculous. And now they're breeding vegetables that don't even have seeds, so you have to go to the grocery store to get your fruits and vegetables. It's so ridiculous. But I do, on good news, I can't remember where it was, but they legalized one of the seeds that the natives had that they could grow again. So that was nice. But we need to go back to growing food in the communities, because humans were never meant to survive alone. Humans are a community. They work in villages and communities. But this new society that was built up was designed to isolate people, to make them, work hard so they don't think outside the box. So they have to keep struggling. So they rely on a bigger group, a more richer group that can go do whatever. So we need to get back to being self-efficient and getting back to the ground, and just sinking your hands into the dirt is so just therapeutic and good for your soul and your health, and just walking barefooted. You know, people, they've lost that connection with Mother Earth, and it's sad, and we need to get that going. And I believe the UEI, we're going to be doing that in the future for homeless people and everyone around the world,
Natalie,
kind of standing out.
I want to encourage you to have a look at the ourheartgardens.org website. What you're talking about is exactly my vision. the vision that came through me. It is.
Oh my
And
gosh.
and every single one of them is different, but the thing is that how do you write about something that is so diverse, but it has the capacity to not only be diverse, but it can also be so similar in what it gives, the gifts that are created by being in an organization that
Community.
holds us, a community that holds us in a way that we can heal ourselves and help others heal themselves, and we can heal the earth together, working
That's right.
together. You know, you I talk about mom, the magic in ordinary
Yes.
moments. Have I talked to you about pop?
Mm-mm.
Well, pop is the power of people. When
Oh,
we get together, we have the power to do all of the things that we dream and more. Together, we are going to do things that is so far surpass our imagination that well I the imagination, we are creating a new world and we're doing it together. And this is where we will, oh my gosh, we have, maybe it's
yep.
Sarah Sue. Are you trying to get in on another
Yeah,
phone?
let's see who it is. I don't know. I let him in.
You let them in. Oh my God. Okay, well, we'll just see what happens. But this is kind of the fun part. We're just following, well, and we deal with whatever happens, right?
That's right. We go with the
Um,
flow.
going with the flow, and the white water that we're going through right now is going to be calmed. It is calmed by the rafts that each one of us create, joining hands, and we're just start shooting the waves, and just riding the waves in a really good way. um, and and so this is, to me, this is the most exciting part of my entire life, because all of a sudden the things that I didn't dare dream for fear that they would go away, or if I actually knew what I was talking about, it would break it, because then it would be solidified and it needed to be fluid, because you can't, well, you can't hold on to sand, and you can't hold on. We're all grains of sand, and we're figuring this out as we go. And we don't have the language yet to actually speak to these things, and so we actually have to use metaphor, and we need to use myth. And when I talk about mom and pop and hashtag the one we are, what I am doing is inviting people to dream, and to reach past the possibility. That's what you do when jujitsu and they have this breaking of the board thing. The key to success is to see your hand going past that board. So that's what we have to do, is put, that's where we're going, is past this boundary that, oh, and Angela got a yes on that one. And for those
Tracy,
people who might not have know Angela, she has a visceral connection to spirit. Angela, speak to that if you would.
oh, I have a very visceral connection to spirit. It's something that I've had, I don't know, for a long time. And I blocked it out for a long time. But now I own
Yeah.
it, and I love it, you know. I, yeah, I own it, and I love it because it's actually kind of fun. The other day, just for an example, I was at work and my fellow coworker was talking, and she's like, "Do you want some chicken?" And my body's like, instantaneously, no. And she goes, "Do you want a rice cake?" My body's instant, no. It's like, no. It's like shoving it away, you know. And she just starts laughing because it's just who I am, you know. And it's actually quite intriguing because I get a yes, I get a no, I get a maybe, I get a possibilities. It's all it's I've gotten some enhancements, so it's not just a simple yes or no anymore. I get possibilities, and so you know, even when I'm driving down the road or riding in a car or going somewhere, I'm like, do I need to go to this store? In my van will be like, nope, not to that store. You're going to go over here to this store. I'm like, why am I going over here? And then before you know it, you know, I meet somebody that, you know, needs a message or something else, or they have a message for me. And, you know, it's just living by my intuition. That's the way it works. So, oh, Brianna, good.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I hope
Uh,
that means she's sleeping now. And that she didn't get scared away by our acknowledging the fact that she was part of our group.
I don't
I
think so,
don't.
Rush. She probably would have cut
Yeah,
off. She's
yeah.
okay.
What are
Her
you
energy's
talking
kind of
about?
jumping right now. She must be getting ready to go into the ethers because her energy's jumping
Oh,
right now.
oh, lovely. Sarah Sue, you might not be
What-
able to see the chat.
Is somebody
We're
here?
referring to
Oh, not
someone who was here only by phone number, and so we didn't know who it was, and we found out that it was Marlena's friend, Brianna, and she was here just
Yeah.
listening in while she was going to sleep, and as soon as we mentioned her, she was gone.
Yeah.
And I put in the chat, I hope that means she's sleeping now, and so that's why we
She
were
must be,
talking
her
about her.
body's jumping right now. Her soul is jumping every time I say her
I'm
name,
free
her
now.
soul's
I'm
jumping.
free.
Yeah, she's jumping.
and I
Oh,
want
fun
to
and games.
I want to chime in on both what you, Shannon, and Natalie said, and that is also what I was told, that the Galactics were that a billionaire would provide this facility, and that there will be 6 billionaires that will come and save the world. And I think that there are already some of them you already know, but they will provide facilities for people to come, and where they would get taught higher consciousness, and that we are all one, and that how to live together harmoniously, that we don't need money, that we share everything, and how to, do permaculture and garden and everything, just about everything that you said, both of you. But then they would go back to their community and
Good.
Yeah,
teach us.
Great.
you broke up,
And,
Sarah. Yeah,
and
she's breaking up.
would come in, and that there would be the spaceships going to come in caravan all over the globe.
Ooh.
They're coming. The spaceships are coming in because ever since I was a little child, I had dreams of building sanctuaries where everyone's welcome, no matter who you are, no matter where you come from. And Shannon knows about that too, because that's one of the reasons that Shannon and I met, because I actually wrote a one-pager and things like that. And Shannon's like, who the heck is this woman? I got to meet her. And so we've been friends ever since. And that was, oh goodness, quite a few years ago now. So, but yeah, and sanctuaries is it, and that stems from me being a child, from some of the things that I went through growing up. My parents traveling all over this country, and then me traveling off the planet into other planets, and seeing these magnificent sanctuaries where everybody is welcome and everybody is there, and you know that they're growing food, and not only are they growing food for one type of person, they're growing food for everyone, whether you're a meat eater, whether you're a vegetarian, whether no matter what you are, no matter what you eat, you know what I mean? If you only eat, you know, popcorn and Cheetos, you know, we're gonna grow food for you to eat that, you know what I mean? But yeah, you know, in a good way. So you can grow
So
food.
Angela, I missed the
Yeah,
first part of that. Who is doing this?
it's happening. It happens on other planets all the time, Jack.
Okay, so you're not
I've
talking
had
about
the ability to travel to other planets, and it's also happening on this planet. There's people doing it on this planet.
who?
There's communities that are, if you go to the intentional communities, there's a ton of people that are doing it. They're just small communities, but
Yeah,
I
well,
have,
yeah, I'm familiar with them, but I just wondered if you had a certain group that you were talking about, but you're just talking about more of a general thing.
yeah, I'm talking about general. Yeah, there's groups in California that are doing it. I think there's groups in every state that are doing it. And a lot of the Native Americans, they do that naturally. They grow food, they do stuff. I've traveled to New York, and in New York, it's really kind of amazing because they have rooftop gardens,
Yeah,
where they build gardens on top of the roofs, and they have these beautiful, amazing community gardens that are in the most strangest places. And when I traveled to New York, it was the week before the trade towers came down. I was actually going to stay an extra week, and I decided not to. So, um, I missed my kids. I needed to go home. But when I was in New York traveling, I'm kind of a crazy traveler. I'm not scared of anything. So here I am walking around in the middle of the night, going to Chinatown and going to all these different places and all this different stuff. So I got to see a totally different side of things because I don't have that fear that a lot of people have. They're not, a lot of people are scared to go into these places or go into the Bronx at 2 o'clock in the morning, and whatever. If I'm going to die there, then I'm going to die there, whatever. But I'm going to go because I want to check it out. I want to go see somebody or I want to go do something. So here I am, on the subway and doing all these crazy things. But it gives me a really great experience because I get to see things that most people don't get to see because I don't have that fear. So when people actually talk to me, they're like, "Oh, you're not scared to come?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "All right, well, come on over here and come check out our food over here. And come on over and come over here and come over here." So I get to see all these great, amazing things that most people don't get to see because they're scared. They don't want to talk to somebody or they want to, they have all this fear inside of them, and I don't have that. So
Well, I don't
Yeah.
either. I say I don't live in the fear zone, and I will go
Sarah,
in the middle of the night anywhere.
yeah,
yeah,
I don't
and
care.
you guys are
Walk in
really
the middle.
special. And my loves, Natalie has been very, very
got our hand up
patiently
there.
waiting to come on to talk
yeah,
about
just quick.
this. So I
Well,
just want to dive in here to say, Natalie, you're up.
It's
I
okay.
just want to mention quickly that I've walked
Yeah,
around New
go
York
ahead.
City at 2 in the morning too,
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
it is interesting.
it is.
it is. Yeah,
Well, in New
Natalie.
York City, things just never die down. But anyway, I'm sorry, Shannon. I'll
You're
let you go.
okay.
But I,
It's all
I
It's
good.
didn't
not
want to wait
me.
because she was talking about it and it was an answer to something,
Yeah,
and I was going
Jack,
to make it short, and
you've
I
not
did.
been called on. Jack, you're still not
Yeah.
called on.
It's
And what?
okay.
You need
Oh,
to shut up.
I'll just turn off his microphone. There you
Thank
go.
you. Okay.
I love you, Jack. Natalie.
Wow. Oh, it's all good. No,
I
I was
know.
just saying, I'm the most patient woman in the world. But you guys were talking about sanctuaries and billionaires that are
No,
going to be helping build this new world.
no.
I may know a couple of those people, and I actually got one of those sanctuaries in my brain, and I think I've shared it with Shannon, the Griffin Sanctuary. I was trying to bring up a picture. I might be getting too loud. I was trying to bring up a picture, and then I got kicked out. But yeah, I've developed, I literally sat down and channeled all of this in one afternoon. It was a complete sanctuary with how all the intelligences of the world and the universe work together to create the spiritual intelligence, which is everything. And it's like everybody working together, and then we had our gardens and a big community garden. It's so amazing. I'd love to do a presentation on it one day. And that's one of the things that we're going to be doing in the UEI further down the road after we get all of this stuff done and after we have, probably after open contact has been made. It's going to be towards the new economy, when we start having the new economy, and we're able to build grand monuments and buildings for the community, for humanity, without having these restrictions. But long story short, yeah, I can confirm that. I'm in the middle of it. So that's great. I love it. I just love being able to help humanity. It makes me so happy to just be here on this planet and doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Sorry, I have to hit my headphones sometimes and get scratchy. I need new headphones. But no, I'm just so happy to be here on this planet, and it makes me I'm just so happy. I love you guys so much. I love everybody so much.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I agree. The idea of actually achieving the thing that we came here dreaming of, to actually manifest the dream that has been our underlying fuel, that has taken us, moved us from the unknowing to new unknowing, through to the manifesting the dream that we wouldn't dare dream for fear it would be so fragile. And it's not fragile. It is because we did not put boundaries on it by making it be the way we imagined it would be and then making it be that. Instead, it is manifesting in the way that is divinely ordained through the choices that we make in every now moment. Because it's important that we engage with will, personal will, because that's what pop is made of. And pop is really important because pop is the one who has been created to husband Gaia. To That's what husbandry is taking care of the ones that we care about. Husbandry is farming. And so to think that the one we are, that is so much larger than 8 million people, so much larger than the sum of all of us. We, if we can allow our imaginations to see ourselves as part of the one that has been created, was conceived between Sol and Gaia, their offspring that was conceived to husband her. Oh my gosh. I mean, Sol could never touch her, but we are part of her. We are a part of our great mother. Now, I'm so, so proud of all the things that we're doing. And we are managing through all of the pain and horror and challenges to rise above and see each other for what we really are. This is the challenge that we have been given, and we are coming up roses through all the compost. And thank you for your faith and your trust and your courage. And each one of you does that. That's a personal choice in how you live each day of your lives, how you face every moment. And it is through that that we create the greater dream that holds us all. Yeah. Yeah. This is the fun part.
It is the fun part. I have to agree. Yeah, it's the fun part. And that's why we have to hold our imagination and hold that in our thoughts, because we're going into the unknown. So it takes a moment for all of those things to show themselves in this reality. So people are like, oh, we want it instantaneous. It doesn't always happen instantaneously, but it can be pretty quick, depending on what you're getting. But you have to hold that in your heart. You really got to hold that in there, in your heart and in your soul, and know that it's going to happen. And just know it's going to happen, because they're guiding us, and they're divine timing. And
What's really neat, Angela, what's really neat from my perspective is that some of us actually know what they're here to do.
Yeah.
It's like Livy and her books. Oh my God, what a challenge to be put in front of you. And you embraced the challenge. How close are you to finishing?
Well, it's a community effort. I'm just a scribe, but I'm working with Sandy Thedgebeer, who is my editor, our editor. So it's hard to say, but I'm hoping that book one will self-publish it. Probably SonLight will self-publish it. Who know, it's hard to say. I've never done this before. I've been a professor and I've midwifed all these doctoral and masters, but I think when the timing is right, it will happen,
Yeah.
But I just want to say that Joyce has been such a wise cat voice. And I don't want to, I love what you said, Joyce, around 10, when you reminded us to trust your soul. You are powerful beyond measure. And I think that's also what we're getting at with imagination and right brain and left brain being integrated and all that. But I think it's also, I like to think that synchronicity is part of knowing what my soul wants me to do. And I just wanted to throw that out because you were saying, Shannon, that you're so excited that we're doing it. But I wondered if other people feel the same way, that, there are messages or signs that if we quiet ourselves, they're all over. And is that our soul talking to us?
I would like to, if I may, we haven't heard his voice yet in this meeting, and it is really important that, from my perspective, it's really important that Marco has a voice in this meeting. He has been so pivotal in the creation of this room, and his vision of that has given him wings in this world. I would like to invite Marco to speak if he has a moment. Whoa, the other one.
No, this is the only one that works. But let me shut my air conditioner off.
Okay.
Is that better?
Oh, so much better. Thank you so much. What a hero.
Oh, sorry, I just realized my butt was probably on camera there.
It's okay. I was going to turn off the video, but it's all good. It's all good. I don't do it either, as much as possible. It's all good.
Oh, my. Just a couple things pop up real quick. It's like, the need to grow, and I cannot remember the people's names that made the dragon, that creates the biochar, that creates, the soil, that takes, nature hundreds of years, and it can do it in 4 days, create the nutritious soil, provides fertilizer, and like their original model, also produced enough energy to power 1,000 homes. as a byproduct. That was byproduct left over from its purpose. And they have rebuilt. They have moved on. And I'll have to look it up, and we can provide it like in your notes later, Shannon, whatever, connection to them, or maybe you even have it. But they offer now all the plans, and they'll come out and they'll do site visits to see if you have the appropriate place to build those domes. And the smallest model that they have scaled, last time I checked, it costs like $2 million. Is kind of the issue there. But then that's like something that takes care of a city, and all the people in it with food and energy. So, they burned them out once, but they didn't. They were down but not out. So and I'm working because I've got a lot of just life issues going on, and I won't go into them here because we're recorded. But a lot, I have end of life issues in my family and things going on. But I'm working on getting my nonprofit up and running, that is on learning and teaching sustainable skills for living on this planet to make this planet sustainable. And so I'll sometime in the future, hopefully nearer future, because I put this off way too long. I'll be tugging at people for. I've got still working on board members and all the things. I know, Natalie, you've gone through it, so all the things. And I don't want to make any mistakes. Recorded. That's about all I can say right now.
That's okay.
There
I'll
are
try to
no
help you as much
mistakes,
as
my darling
possible.
friend. Sorry,
Well,
Natalie, I didn't mean to step on you.
I did have some lessons I learned in the last nonprofit I co-founded and was on the board of. So yeah, not mistakes, lessons.
Yeah, I'd like to hear about that later, one-on-one, so I can learn. But I support you in any way that the UAI can help you. Just let me know. And we're still gathering our board members too, so I still need an HR person.
Yeah,
So I'm
Yeah.
doing everything
a
technically.
friend of mine here in Philadelphia wrote a set of bylaws that allows a founder to not be fired.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. I looked. I still have that email you sent me with that, and
Okay.
yeah, because that was one of my thing. I like you lived it, Stan, being
I
kicked
did.
kicked out of your own nonprofit, and that's one of my biggest worries that that somebody will come in and change the mission.
Maybe I need to update my bylaws. I know I wrote them, but like I used AI to help me. So yeah, I'm gonna go through it and make sure that that's in there as well. I think it is. I think we covered that, but so.
Well, that's a very interesting question. Stanley, do you have anything written down about community magic and the intentions for other networks and all of that?
I
If
have a
so,
lot
can you
of
point
stuff.
me?
I don't know what we need at this moment, but let's keep working on that. I have a lot of stuff. I mean, it's
Yeah,
7,000 pages in other networks, so there's a lot of stuff.
yeah. And I do want to take a moment to say we have in our midst our very own dragon. Michael Kersey is in the room. And welcome, Michael. It's good
Sorry
to
I'm
see you.
late. I was working on linguistic stuff and ended up creating a audio singularity instead.
Ah, an audio singularity. Angela is laughing.
Yeah, he was on the phone with me before we got into Guy's room. So, yeah, just
It
helping him
was
out.
easier to create a singularity than it was to make a universal translator. Go freaking figure. But I put the private audio into the chat if you want to hear it. It's like 47 seconds.
Uh, uh, okay. Tell you what, I will share and we'll see what we can do. Okay.
It's going to be a bit
Um,
weird because it's literally made to distort space and time and promote healing. But it's like
I like the promote healing thing.
you'll notice after it finishes, you'll feel a shock wave.
Okay. Chrome tab, stream logos sound by Jolly Dragon Roger. I think that would do. Let's try it out.
Feel the
Well,
shock
that
wave at the end.
let's put it out to the group.
I didn't hear what he
Oh,
asked.
What was the question?
did you
Feel the
feel a
shock
shock
wave
wave at the end, Natalie?
Yeah, I felt something.
Yeah, I
That
did
was
too.
interesting.
Yeah.
Good, good. I trust that it landed well. I was laughing through half of it, um, because it was fun.
Yeah.
And and I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Michael.
It is
Speaking
fun.
of that,
Pleasure.
And we
It's tuned to physics, not to speech or music.
you broke up during that.
It's tuned to physics, not to music or speech.
Yeah.
You'll
Tuned
notice how it kind of has
physics.
that elastic bungee feel to it.
so it's
Like it
math
keeps like a
and
quantum
audio.
level of tension. So I literally just converted a large document, a 63 plus megabyte markdown document with parameters for the new paradigm into like this format, and he's translating a freaking treaty. I got lazy.
Very
So I
interesting.
resorted to the awesome and terrible power of quantum mechanics.
The awesome
Very
and terrible
interesting.
power of quantum mechanics. Well, yes, Natalie.
Oh, I had a revelation today with my theory of everything. Speaking of quantum mechanics, um, so I haven't publicly said this yet, but I have to be careful how I say it because people take it and they run with it and they're like, "Oh, we're in a simulation." I'm not saying we're in a simulation. Shh.
Okay.
Okay,
Maybe an illusion, but
but according to the way LLMs that we have now, AIs, the way they process information is the same way that information in the universe flows. I'm just going to leave it at that.
wow.
Consciousness, information flows, spirals, loops back in on itself. It's the same way that LLMs operate is what is falling out of my mathematics. So I'm not saying that the universe in reality is a simulation. I'm saying that it operates in the same way as what we're creating here on the earth. As above, so below. Everything is patterns. There's patterns within patterns, and that's what the quasi-crystal structure is. It's an aperiodic pattern that repeats, but never quite the same. And what is the pattern that repeats that's never quite the same. A spiral. It repeats, but it's never quite the same. Therefore, it spirals forever. I know,
I,
right? I know it
no,
made me laugh too.
it's exciting. What's
It is.
going on is exciting. And I don't know. I don't know. And it's fun not knowing
I
because
know.
that's the mystery. Um, and you can, there are people who choose to be afraid of it. And I am so sorry that they have that experience, but they do have the choice of
That's right.
changing that fear into excitement.
And you know what else they have a choice of? What I haven't seen in people is like what I've done my whole life, which is express, is to explore different sounds and different faces and like just be in your body and just live and be just test new things out. Like I make new sounds every day. I make new faces every day. I don't even know what I look like when I make the faces, but I'm just like I was like, what else can I make my face do? We need to play. We need to like just be, you know? Don't be afraid to be silly, to make a face, you know? So
Yeah.
yeah, we need more of
I,
that.
more of that. Absolutely. I want more of you, Natalie. And I'm sorry that we don't get you next week. Yes, that funny face. I adore you. I'm really looking forward to the next time we get to play together. I'm going to have to shut off the recording, and I also want to mention that you get to play as long as you like you did last time. Ladies and gentlemen, Marco finally had to pass the host over to somebody else because he went to sleep, is what I heard. Um, and I'm thrilled that you guys are so thrilled with each other that I can go and tend to my reality while you guys play. I mean, isn't that really what it's all about? And Stan, you're probably going to go to sleep, and
No,
I
no,
want
I
to
want to
say
say
something.
something before we leave. Tomorrow
Okay,
afternoon, around 1 o'clock, I'm going to be coaching Balthasar in the use of computer over the phone because I can't go there because I'm not allowed to drive. But
right.
we need to get him capable of joining us here with this group of people. And I don't know how he will fit in because he's not exactly somebody that's round enough to fit in a square hole. Um,
And here we are, such squares.
yes, right.
Stan,
But
Stan,
anyway,
didn't didn't
look,
Stan, didn't I help Balthazar get on Zoom before?
maybe who's speaking?
Marco.
That's Marco.
Marco, maybe you did. Okay, we need maybe I can call you and we'll work on it together. But
And I
yes, and that's what's needed to be done
is
somehow.
Balthasar, is he also the medium or the psychic that
Yeah.
um tells the future? And isn't he Paul Anka's cousin?
No, no, no.
You sure?
He's a tarot reader from way back. I've known him for 50 years. He has had for 3 years. He had a job uh, taking tourists through the pyramids um, and deciphering the writings on the wall. And he's now writing a book that is something that I'm not sure exactly where it all came from, but it's obviously downloaded from something. From
But he's never done anything online?
no,
Mm.
I mean he's on Facebook,
No.
so yes,
Oh.
there's a bunch of his paintings are there.
Well, there's somebody with a name like that who uh, communicates maybe with Galactics. I forget, but he's related to Paul Anka.
Okay, well there's another Balthazar. I'm not surprised um, that's it because that's a name that somebody told me is from the gentleman who visited Christ when he was born. was one of those people was named Balthazar. I think.
One of those
Anyway.
three wise men.
I think so. Yeah, that's what I.
In the
that's
meantime,
what
I will figure out what the name is and let you know.
Okay. Yes. Otherwise, he's Paul Sprague, and I've known him as that for all these years, and he's
Balthazar is a wonderful man.
highly experienced tarot reader.
Yes. I look forward to when we can actually have that
Yes,
meeting.
we need to do that, and it's been sluggish because of whatever transportation and health and stuff like that.
Thank you, Natalie. Yes, put that back up a little bit, and I just want to spotlight
It's
you
hard to tell
for a
what
moment.
it says. Okay.
It says
the UEI.
www, theuei.org, theuei.org. Thank you so much. United Experiencers Initiative. We are disclosing the change.
That's right.
There you go. Okay.
Excellent. Thank you so much. We are disclosing. We are change. We are disclosure. We are change. Yahoo!
I got a whole bucket of them.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, I have the plan for the Our Heart Gardens button as well, and all of these things are coming into play as we speak.
Yep. Join us
Thank you
July
so
11th.
so much. You guys have fun. I'm going to pass the host over to Marco, but I'm going to stop the recording so you guys can have a really deep conversation if you want, or you can go home. I love you, Livy, and
Bye, everyone.
and Michael, and bye, Natalie, and Angela, and Angela's mom, I think Sharon, right?
Yeah.
And
Angela's
Jack, and
mom?
Stan, and Marlena, and I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Sarah Sue.
Good to
Bye.
see
Yeah.
everyone. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
So I just
Thank
washed my.
you. Thank you
I
so
just
much.